As the race to be Prime Minister narrows to two final candidates, we're speaking to spokesmen for Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss. Can I just say that we don't want any blue-on-blue attacks today? I quite agree, violence against the police is awful. No, I mean that we're not going to engage in any negative campaigning. I think people can just look at the two candidates and agree that the best man should win. Yes, just because somebody's completely screwed our economy doesn't mean he's a bad person. What will you actually do differently? Well, after 12 long years of mismanagement and decline, this country is in need of a change. Of government. No, of Prime Minister. It's like if a fridge isn't working, what do? You replace the handle. Or hide inside and hope everyone goes away. When we win, we'll hit the ground like never before. The economy certainly will. So what would your man do differently? More smiling? Following the heat wave this week, climate change is a hot topic. Excuse the pun. Ha, what's a pun? What are your candidates' views on the environment and net zero? Oh, I just got it. We're going to keep the ban on onshore wind farms because although climate change is an existential threat that requires bold and immediate action, it isn't quite as important as the views from a few voters' second homes. Yes, as far as we're concerned, net zero refers to the number of Tory party members who will be alive in 2050. You're both bidding to replace Boris Johnson, and yet he remains quite popular among the membership of your party. What would you say to them? I'd say he was a good Prime Minister who got all the big calls right, but he was also dishonest and untrustworthy and had to be replaced as soon as we could work out how to use Squarespace to build our new website. He's been forced to resign in dishonour, and yet he'll be allowed to award honours to other people. Does that make sense? Well, Liz is a Conservative. For now. Actually, where she came from, most people thought that being a Conservative was a bad thing. She had to meet rich people before she realised they were wrong. Did you applaud Boris at the end of his last Prime Minister's questions? Yes, of course, otherwise I was worried he wouldn't leave. Yes, mostly for his hasta la vista comment, which was even funnier once people explained it to me. Both of your candidates were in his cabinet, so aren't they partly responsible for his failings? Well, Liz was Foreign Secretary, so she spent much of her time abroad, standing up to strong men, but not the one in her own country. But look, Rishi's travelled too, all over this United Kingdom, from Darlington in Scotland to Cheshire in Wales, raising taxes wherever he went. Only because Boris made him, but look, when he becomes Prime Minister, nobody will be able to tell Rishi what to do ever again. Well, except the electorate. Yes. You've both invoked Margaret Thatcher in your campaigns. Why is that? This country is calling out for her like a tiny bird that's lost its mother. We can't reanimate her corpse, God knows we've tried, but we can reanimate her policies and hope that works. Like a sort of Thatcherite cargo cult. What did you just call me? Tax cuts. What? We need tax cuts. That will just be inflationary. You're inflationary. At least I know what inflation is. So do I. It's woke, and therefore bad. There will be members of your party watching this, wondering why you're not focusing on the real enemy. Jeremy Corbyn. Well, the Labour Party. I was going to say the inexorable march of time, but yeah, let's go with that.